Hi, welcome. Today I am going to be sharing an update on my 11th grader and how his workload is going. I'm going to be sharing some of the curriculum, some of the challenges, some of the things that he is enjoying. Hi, welcome to Learning with Boys. My name is Rachel. I am a homeschool mom of 4 boys and I have graduated too. So I have a 6th grader and an 11th grader. So with my 11th grader, this is my 3rd high schooler coming through 11th grade. And I want to share right here with you. I'm realizing that with high school that each one is going to look different. Each of my boys' workloads have been different. Their interests and what they were taking besides the requirements is different, and even some of those curriculums were different from each other, and just their outlook. So I just want to encourage you that you can find joy in that, because I've noticed that this school year, even though it's my 3rd time through, that I'm still learning things, and that is the joy in homeschooling. Now, let me tell you, that can also bring some challenges, but I will share a little bit of how the year is going. I do want to mention that I do enjoy doing these homeschool videos, and I do have a high school playlist that I'm going to link below if you are interested. I do videos past and present, so check those out if you're interested on things that I have used and what we are using this school year. So I would love it if you would subscribe, and if this video is helpful, that you would give it a thumbs up. I'm actually here at this desk right here. I'm going to show you some different areas, but this desk here is where he does a lot of his work. He does math down here, language arts, some of his history, but I am going to share all that with you here. But we're going to go over to this table here and take a look at his curriculum. Okay, here I am. I have all his curriculum, and I am going to just sort of follow his planner that we are using. We are using the student planner from Mardell, and I used this planner actually the last 2 years, but let me tell you, I am seriously thinking about looking into one that is on the computer, and if you have any suggestions, let me know. I don't want to say too much on what I'm thinking about doing, but I will update you next time around. Hopefully I'll know for sure and be able to tell you, and hopefully it is more helpful. This is fine, but I think because he's doing some dual credits that it just might be helpful not only to me but also to him. So I don't know yet. I could come back and show you my Mardell planner again. I don't know yet, but this is what we're using for now. Now, he does have his own Bible time in the morning, just his own personal Bible time, and that's usually how he starts out. And then he does math. He does the Math You See, geometry this school year. He's done Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 already, so he is doing geometry, and he usually does that over by the computer. And I do want to say that he is actually enjoying geometry. I think he's excited because it's all clicking, he is understanding it, he is acing the test. So he is really liking this, and I told him that this is what I've heard. I don't know, tell me if it's true, that some people get algebra and some people really get geometry, but usually you lean one way or the other. So I don't know, he did okay in algebra. He really struggled in Algebra 1, but then it started clicking, but it could have been because we switched curriculum. I don't know. The next thing is something I'm actually doing with him and his brother, and I didn't mention it in my 6th grade curriculum update, but we are doing the Pilgrim's Progress. Now, this is so good. We are really enjoying it, but it is going slower than I anticipated. That is another reason I really just feel like I might try to figure out a different way to schedule things, because he is very busy, and just bringing him together with his brother on something extra. But on the other hand, I feel like this is almost part of his language arts requirement, because it does have counting it sort of as his literature. But we are all doing it together. But when we are together doing it, it is really, really good. I'll probably do a review on this in the future. If you are interested, let me know. So then it is the rest of his language arts, which is IW, the Fix It. Let's see, and he is on level 6. And also the structure and writing, year 1, level C. And we're just going to do this level. Now, for both of those, it's going slower than I anticipated. We started off strong, but the dual credits didn't really start until like the last week of August into September, and then really started picking up. And I think just him learning to balance the loads of that and his regular schoolwork, we're still trying to tweak that a little bit. So I feel like the IEW Fix-It is perfect for him. It is going well and he is enjoying it. Sometimes we have done it together, gone over a few things. I found some charts that I didn't realize I had that he has up and sort of keeps them handy while he's working on that. His writing, I am doing that over 2 years. So that sort of slowed up a little bit. He was starting strong, but I'm trying to get that scheduled and get him back into a routine that might help. Now, I want to stop and say right here, it's not just schoolwork. He actually also has a job that he goes to every day during the week for a few hours, sometimes more. And he does a couple ministries at our church, also taking piano lessons. So there is some other things that he has on his plate, but I know he can manage it all. We just need to figure out the best routine and just getting in the habit of it. So, all right, after language arts, he has history. And his history, we are using Heart of Dakota, Hearts for him through high school, and it is history 2. He did 1 last school year, or he did it all. Like, he really does have his U.S. history credit, but I wanted him to follow through the first half of U.S. history, and then this would be the second half. But let me share a couple of the books with you to give you a better idea of what he is doing. So last school year, he had like notebooking to work to do, a lot of writing and mapping. And this school year, because he really sort of already has the credit, I'm going to either give him an extra half a credit or make it an elective. I haven't decided yet, but these are some of the books. Because it is a living book, sort of a Charlotte Mason style, it is also a Christ-centered curriculum, that he has a lot of books that he is either reading or I am reading with him, or he has the audio. But one of them is Mystery of History. I have been reading this with him, which I am so thankful he's bringing this to me to read with him because I have been enjoying it. And this book, this is actually the first one. There's a second one that he will pick up here soon, but he has this America, The Last Best Hope, and he has this on audio, and he will sometimes come down here by the computer and listen to this. Now, these are a couple other spines, Great Letters in American History. I think he's almost done with this, and Great Documents in History. He also has Faith of Our Fathers. I'm thinking a couple of these books he's finished because a couple of them are from History 1. Now, they also have DVDs. And so right now, all he's doing is reading and the DVDs. There's notebook work, there's map work. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There might be some other projects, but he's not doing any of the extra. He's just reading and doing the DVDs for his U.S. history. Now, these DVDs, there's a set 1 that he used last school year, and this is set 2. If you don't do anything, I highly recommend these DVDs. These are great. I usually try, I don't always get to, but I usually try to sit down with him and always get something out of it. So I want to recommend those. Inside the Heart of Dakota guide, he needs an economics credit and a government credit. He got the government credit last school year, and this school year, his economics, he's working on that, and that is also scheduled out in the guide. Now, a couple of the books he's using, I'm going to show you, but I do want to tell you this is not all of the books he's using for economics. He is just starting with these, and once he finishes these, he'll move on to another couple of books. And if you want to know all the books and all the curriculum that he is using, it will be in his 11th grade homeschool picks, that video that I did. And I'll link that separate below in case you're just interested in that and not all the other high school videos. But he is doing Money Matters for Teens, and he's really enjoying this book on his own. And he's also watching these Money Wise DVDs and using this question and answer guide. So there's questions, some reading in here that he follows along with this. This is going good. I will probably do a review, but probably not until the next semester. I really just want to get a better overview before I really give you a review and our opinion. So, but it's going good right now. Okay. A couple other things are also in the history guide. So these are all credits that he's receiving, but they're scheduled out in the Heart of Dakota guide. And if you'd like to see inside of the high school guide that I'm doing, let me know. I've done a video on the US 1 guide and the World Geography guide from his 9th grade year, but I'm trying to decide if you guys want to see inside the US History 2 guide. Let me know. So another thing that is scheduled in that guide. So he's receiving a history credit, an economics credit. He will receive a finance credit. This is actually scheduled in the guide, but he's not really started it. So I would have to say we're not following the guide, but we did use this for my 2 older boys. So I have the DVDs, I had this book, and I told him because of everything else he's trying to get done, this is not getting done. But because I know how this works and how much time it will take, I'm almost thinking about just making it, and it is only half a credit. And it would be a finance credit. Sorry, I don't know if I mentioned that I will just let him start it probably in December and then finish off the school year. So the second half. One other thing that's in his guide is speech. And these are all the books that he has for his speech credit. Now, he has not started this. I know somebody asked, wanting to see this a little bit more in depth, which I will do a review on this, but he hasn't started it yet. He is working through this book first, How to Become a Dynamic Speaker. And we actually have been reading this together, which again, I am thankful for because I am learning so much, and it's actually only scheduled in twice a week. It's really just laying a foundation of the importance, and not just that, but what God's called you to do, and maybe breaking through your inabilities and things like that, and how God can still use you even though you don't think that you're qualified or you're not have the time or the ability. Really gives a testimony about some great people and some samples of their speeches. So we've both enjoyed this. All right, the last thing that we have, and I'll mention his dual credits a little bit at the end, is his science, which is from Master Books. We're doing the Survey of Astronomy, and this is the first book. And again, there are several books that go with this curriculum, as you can see, and they are all mentioned in my curriculum pick video for 11th grade. But he is reading the Stargazer's Guide. I have read some of it. He does a lot of it on his own, but sometimes he'll bring it to me and we'll read it together. But so it has been interesting. And then the question and answers are in here. I asked him how he liked this. Was it going good? And he said it's going good. So I think he's enjoying it just because it's just reading and answering questions. And if you've heard me talk about him before, he's just not one that wants to do experiments. So something like this, he is actually enjoying. Now, the other 2 credits he is doing is Old Testament survey, and the other one is computer application, which we figured was all the Microsoft Word and Excel and PowerPoint, all the ones that are under that category, which it will be. But I think that just started. But the first, I don't know, how many weeks has it been? 4 weeks? The first 4 weeks were just really computer introduction things. A lot of it he sort of knew, but a lot of it was terms and talking about security, cybersecurity, giving him different, what I called word problems, like if he was in this situation, what would he look into if he needed this type of program? Where would he go? That type of thing. So it was a good introduction. He's just 11th grade. He's not quite there yet, but I think he'll appreciate it more later. So, but he's about to jump in to, I think, first Microsoft Word, which he's familiar with. So I think it'll ease up a little bit, and hopefully it'll make the scheduling a little bit more clear on how we can get all this work done and stay on top of it. It is a lot. I don't feel like it's too much. I just feel like we need to look at it, step back and look at it and reevaluate when and how. I think him going to work in the middle of the day is making it a little bit different, but we are thankful for the job he has. It is an outside job mostly with yard work and things like that. I will be giving you another update on how things are going. I do want to say, high school flies by. They hit that 9th grade year and whoo, it flies by, and they grow up. You think in 9th grade, because they still have that middle school mentality, but then they hit 10th and they come out and then they're in 11th and it's like they grow up. So I hope that encourages you a little bit if you're just entering the high school year. And also, everyone is different. I have boys, I don't know, maybe girls are different, but all my boys have been different in their level of work, their level of maturity. But I am thankful for each one of them. I have learned so much each year that God has given me with them. So I'm thankful for it. But let me know if you have any questions, what you would like to see in more detail. I don't know if I mentioned, I probably will do a look through of the astronomy. Do you need a look through earlier, or can I just wait until I do a review next semester? Let me know. All right. I hope this was helpful, and I do appreciate you all watching and your encouragement, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. We'll talk to you again soon.